All right, this was the final matchup of the season. I loaded into yet another challenging map, and I feel like these all have this, like, there's like 20 units in the game. Every time you're cycling always through the same 20 units. Well, I guess they change, like, we'll have a banner that introduces a new unit every now and then, but currently these are the 20 units that we have to work with, and you're just going to keep seeing them over and over again. So here we go, another of the same set of units. I kind of feel like it was a bad idea for me to skip this Hilda. Maybe I should have picked her up because of the shared spoils. It really works well on defense. I like units that can rally and then move again. A lot of resemblance to that baby dual Robin that we got last year, or the year before, I forget, that everyone really thought would have stood the test of time. But of course, as a range nuke, your firepower always falls off first. So, that's kind of where that unit is right now. Maybe Hilda will have, a lot of the same end results in terms of being a range nuke that probably won't be able to kill anything after a while, especially since she's colorless and doesn't have an advantage. But then also no disadvantage, but she's a flyer as opposed to Baby Dual Robin was a mage. Flyers are pretty easy to pick off sometimes, but I think the shared spoils might age a lot better than what the was it Hush Spectrum? Was it Hush Spectrum or Rally Spectrum? Hush Spectrum that the Baby Dual Robin had. So, I don't know. I really like shared spoils, and I feel like it was a missed opportunity to not pick up this unit. I don't think the defense here is taking advantage of the shared spoils possibility that the Hilda has here, because there's no real space for her to rally and come down. She's kind of just there in the back. It is possible that she might rally something, but it's unlikely, given the setup and the fact that she's at the front, and you've kind of just given an avenue to attack her freely there, which is one of the spaces that I take advantage of. I also wanted to highlight Fjorm here in the back. Duo Fjorm, still one of my favorite units in the game. This is the optimal kit. I'll show it off in a bit, or I showed it off in a bit here, but this is the optimal kit that you want to be running on her in terms of combination of skills. Pair up on her is fantastic. I really get a lot of benefit or value out of that at plus 10 merges, which is something that I would love to do, but of course it's not easy. Or maybe I missed my opportunity on that. I don't know, who knows. But max investment Fjorm here. The combination of the physical save plus Heimdallr makes it very difficult for an opponent to initiate here. Plus, the majority of the time, Fjorm is going to be winning that speed check, and she has no follow-up. So those two things combined made her a fantastic save. I was trying to initiate into her with Boulder. Boulder was losing that speed check. Boulder was actually dying with the reflex damage. We have this Freya here in the front, which is also a good pick, but I found her to be an easy option to target. Kind of like Lynn here kind of bodies her. But yeah, this Fjorm is fantastic, man. Look at the build here. Not sure if I would have given up the special for Arch Rival. I still think her special kind of does a good job of keeping her alive and giving you that flat damage reduction and everything, but I guess Arch Rival kind of covers some bases based off the meta currently, and you've kind of got the damage reflection from the Briar save, so I can understand the pickings there, but I probably would have still kept her special. Like, I like to keep the unique units unique. So that's kind of how I like to approach things, but I still think this is a fantastic build. Very aggressive team here. Like, if you are not able to break through this Fjorm, you lose. That's kind of how this boils down. And then they have Heimdallr here with the stall, which is the most annoying thing about her, but I have good enough mobility here to kind of try to move around that. That open space there was another target that I could go up to, and really once you understand how the Foresight Sneer works, it's kind of easy for you to then play around it, which is what I said about the unit initially. Heimdallr, like, once people figure out, it's not even going to be that big of an issue. So just going to wait here for my bonus unit to come in, and then we're going to get going. And also because of the fact that they have the summoning circle there, I knew that the target for the Foresight Snare would move, and thus it made it less scary to initiate on that middle spot there below Elise. The trap placements are really good. A lot of room there to, well, not a lot of room to really maneuver above them. Really what you want to do on the spots where those traps are the spots that you'd like to reposition up or swap up, or just some type of positional movement to get your units further up into the map. So there's a good job there to block those spots off. And there are open lanes here that allows the opposing team to just come straight down, which is a negative and a positive for this particular setup, because the open lanes also allows your opponents to come all the way up. So it's kind of a 50-50 sword. Doesn't always work out in your favor, especially when you're playing against someone, or when you match into someone who knows how to make use of that space. Potentially I would have probably placed the traps there on those two spots where the green is, to try to give more, make it a little bit scarier to initiate. But no wrong answers. Both of those work pretty well. It could go either way in those two situations. But Fjorm here is really the key piece of this defense, I feel, along with Elise and Heimdallr, in terms of just trying to slow down the opponent and provide a offensive threat. And what's her face here? Freya is also providing a ton of support and trying to hold everything together. But I feel like she could potentially be replaced, if I'm being completely honest. I'm always surprised at how she one-shots BKs. It's insane that she can do that, but I feel like she's slowly getting power crept.
Got it.
And I guess it is to be highlighted that we do have a bunch of powerful nukes. It's just that you don't really see them that often. Like, this was the first week that I've actually seen a Heimdallr on offense. She's so common on defense that you'd think you'd see a bunch more of her on offense.
Of course.
And I guess probably I could say the same for I am saying the same for Tharjas. I don't see a ton of Tharjas on offense. I don't see a ton of, I guess when she was really on defense and stuff, like when she was in her heyday, I don't see a ton of Freyas that often on offense. And I don't see, even though it's her bonus season, I didn't see a ton of Erica's. Even though a lot of this will be when it comes to actual defense, I'm probably gonna show you what I matched up against, and you'll see that a lot of those units did pass through. But there were just a ton of units that you just don't see, as powerful as they are. They just don't fit into, I guess, a lot of people's teams. I don't know how else to put it, but you still see a ton of those older units that have fallen off the power curve, but then they've been upgraded to a point where they're able to compete or contribute to offensive plays. And I guess the mythics probably carry a majority of that weight when it comes to ether raids. At the very least, they do help out a ton. But yeah, there's a lot of openings here. Is essentially what I was trying to point out. Boulder here coming up as the extra slot unit, I don't think is the right pick, because it was really easy to initiate into her, and then with my miasma turning, clear what was behind and then move it further. And I also, sidetrack, also haven't been able to really use what's her face, Fur, the harmonic Fur, I haven't really been able to use her a lot, or as much as I'd like to. And that's another unit that I really haven't seen a bunch of on offense either. And she's a really, really powerful unit, just as powerful as Camilla in a lot of sense. But yeah, this is another one that you just don't see that much of. But we're getting going here. Clear is underway, and should be pretty straightforward. I guess what's left, I guess it's to one thing that I should go over is the new unit. I still haven't really dived into the new emblem Lucina too much. I mean, opinions seem to be divided on her in terms of where she will fit. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see an emblem unit that doesn't really take full advantage of their emblem ring. It's really more of a support ring. So, where does that really place her in terms of some of the more powerful emblem heroes? Hard to say. Hard to really say, but time will tell. We'll have a full season of her to play around with and to see how the ring really. I actually should watch Oblivion's stream. I think he did some play testing, so I'll check that out in a bit. But yeah, a lot of question marks around that unit and where she will eventually end up, where her ring will eventually end up. A lot of question marks there. My initial thoughts were that it should pair really well with the Ike ring, but I mean, I don't know. It's still to be seen. I still think units like earlier I was going on. Units hit really hard. Like the really powerful units that are in the game hit really, really hard, and I don't think the damage reduction will be enough to, really stop what she has to offer. So it's all to be seen. We'll see where we end up with and take it from there. Like in terms of like some of the emblem rings that we have, I feel like Lynn's ring is aging really, really well, and I feel like Byleth will probably end up in that same role as well in terms of rings that age well. In terms of some of the older ones or earlier ones, the +1 cooldown I think is still good from Marth's ring. That's about all that's there. I still think it's valuable, especially for units that you want to Gale Force with. Getting that extra cooldown is really, really helpful. And then, of course, there's the whole shield fighter situation. You really need it there. And
don't be seen.
I can't. Sigurd's ring, I feel like it's getting completely power crept because everything comes with +1 movement these days. So that I probably wouldn't rate too high. The Celica ring, everything has warping built in, so that's also taking a hit. But I guess it's a good option for units that don't have the capability or access to warp. So it's kind of like a middle ground for the Celica ring. But Sigurd ring, I definitely think that one's taken a big hit with all of the releases that we've gotten, and the skills that we've gotten as well. Also, we got Corn ring. That one will, until they stop, placing an emphasis on terrain effects. The Corn ring will always be good until they just get rid of that whole design space altogether, which I don't see them doing. And then we have, what else is there? I think those are like the main ones. If I'm forgetting a ring, it's probably not that impactful. Erica ring, definitely fallen off as well. You can outsource that extra hits through potent, and there's just so much access to that with Ira, with units that just have potent Erica ring definitely on the downturn. It would have lasted longer if ranged units had access to it, and I think I still to this day think that was a missed opportunity. And then also the Edelgard ring, again, everyone has like a bajillion actions already, so, but I still rate it very highly. And again, that's another ring that missed out on the opportunity of ranged units having access to it. But yeah, I still think those two rings, so I'd probably rate them around the same tier if I were to put something together, which I generally don't. But yeah, don't know where this Lucina ring will end up. It's such a, it's just giving more flat damage reduction, and we already have a ton of that, no? Or, well, again, I should definitely go and see if I've missed anything there in terms of just my analysis, but I believe that's the majority of what it's providing. Almost pretty much done here. It's really like Lucina. Having this Ninja Lucina coming in as an extra unit is just such a versatile thing. The extra actions, the movement, the terrain, the dual button, like all of the boxes are ticked, and it feels like units that don't do this much just aren't good anymore. I feel like every unit that gets released is able to, every good unit that gets released is able to do this much in terms of the standard, and if you're not able to do all of these things, then is probably just not going to last, which I guess is what Thor is suffering from. Like, he's just a unit that hits hard, and that's about it.
We'll see it through.
But yeah, this is pretty much the last match for the season. Don't really need... Well, actually, there's one more match that played after this, so I did need to get the pots, but I just rematched someone, and it was a pretty quick match, and kind of just wrapped it up easily, so I probably won't put that one out, since there's not much more else to really talk about. And I think I want to show off the defense this week as well, and that's probably going to be a long one, so I don't know, I'll save that for later. I'll put these out. What day is it? Tuesday? I'll probably put these out between now and Wednesday, and defense replays should be out before the next season starts, so or before I put out videos for the next season, so let's see how that all goes. And I don't know, it's been a pretty decent light season. Starting the matches later, you always get easier matches that way, so that's what I've been using to not feel totally stressed out. GG's. See you in the next one.